pass this off to our conductors for our last piece. Oh, I totally have forgotten. I'm going to invite Mr. Garcia up for one more thank you recognition, and Mr. Meyer.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chu. Thank you, Alex. Well, they mentioned that the Bellis Music Camp has a lot of traditions. And one of the traditions that Richard Bellis, which is Larry Bellis' son, started was naming certain buildings or locations around camp to remember certain individuals that really helped the camp in the past. So that's why we have Bussey Hall and Link Center and Rounds Court, Duffy Dining Hall. Anyway, I've been waiting to do this since 2020. 2020 was the 50th anniversary of my first year at camp. So my first year at camp was 1970. I've been waiting to do this since then. So it's a long time coming. But I want to recognize a former teacher that was here on staff. She was a great teacher. She taught at Elliott and at Pasadena Polytechnic. She's a mentor to many of the teachers we have here on staff today. I went to many camps with her. I got a chance to meet her wonderful family, her husband, her children, went to camp with them. She's the one that started a tradition of the last piece that we play at every concert, Wildwood Flower. And you can see the score right there. Rosemarie, if you're listening to this, you can see that me and the score have a lot in common. We're both a little worn and tattered. We both had some minor repairs done to us, but we're still functional and efficient. So, Rosemarie, as my last official act as director here at Bellis Music Camp, I would like to name this podium in your honor. That everyone who takes this podium and directs these kids will know that it's an honor and a privilege to be conducting this group and at the high standards that you help establish here at camp. Thank you, Rosemarie. I love you very much, not just as a person, but for everything you've done for camp. I can't thank you enough.
Ditto. And I don't know if he mentioned her last name, but Rosemarie Krovoza, this will be the Rosemarie Krovoza podium. She's alive and well in Central California, a little older than me, but not much. And where she moved into, the adult center she's conducting an orchestra every week. She found out who plays strings, get in my orchestra. She never stops. She plays in string quartets constantly. So she was my master teacher when I was right out of college and was put into a school. Elliott was the school I was put into in Altadena, and I watched her and I learned so much of my craft from Rosemarie. And she's one of my dear friends. We actually premiered a piece at Bellis, Lithuanian Nocturne, that I wrote and dedicated to her. So she's a part of this camp. She runs through this camp deep. And as Mr. Garcia said, she's in the woods with us all the time. And she taught me so much. Miss Lim, I know, Miss Kubota. Jack Taylor was actually in her orchestra, and she encouraged Mr. Taylor to keep going and play. In fact, I think she was your first private teacher, wherever he is now. Yeah. Yeah? So,
not by choice, she made me.
he said, not by choice, she made me take lessons. But it was worth it. So we love her, Rosemarie. So this is the Rosemarie Krovoza podium. Now, right, this area, wherever we conduct, and we'll be thinking of her. And she did bring Wildwood Flower to camp, and she brought a lot of the whole string program to camp. It was sort of a marching band camp. She brought the strings to Bellis. And I've toured with PYSO with her, and that score has been to Austria and Australia and Canada, and we played this song in all those locations. And this is our annual closer. It's called Wildwood Flower, and we're going to have all the different conductors conduct including a guest conductor, the nurse, and you will see us all get to conduct a few measures of Wildwood Flowers. So this is our tradition.
One thing before Wildwood Flower, I'm going to ask Mr. Meyer to stay up here with me, and I'm going to ask Janice to come down and help me out a little bit. Last year I did not get a chance to perform that piece that Mr. Meyer dedicated to me, called Chameleon Concerto. And so this is a small token of my appreciation for a person that's been my roommate at camp for many camps. Many camps.
Yeah.
And as I was telling the camp a few days ago, look for things that are common. And you would think, what do Mr. Meyer and Mr. Garcia have in common? It turns out that we have a lot in common, you know. And, you know, you something we come from different families, different cultures, but it doesn't matter. We have a lot in common. And you know, you spend a week with a person, and it's almost like spending a miniature lifetime with them. And anyway, he's been a good friend over the years. We swap a lot of stories, family stories especially, with our children, and we've had many common experiences. And Mr. Meyer, thank you. I also want to thank Miss Lim for pinch hitting for me last year and playing the solo. The reason I say pinch hit because I heard she hit a home run.
She did. How many heard that? Did you hear the chameleon? Yeah, she was our first one.
Mr. Meyer, you can take out the little gift that I gave you and show it to everybody. As soon as I saw it, I thought of you.
It's bubble wrap. Oh, it's a little conductor. Look out. It has a nut for the head. There it is. There it is. Sir?
Thank you all once again for putting up with our annex camp, and I want to thank the parents one more time for bringing your children up here. I hope to see you in the future. Thank you very much.